Oh, yeah, okay.
Hey,
Oh,
I got my Taco Bell original.
Is that a Baja Blast? I just brushed my teeth. I can't take a sip of that or it'll taste like straight up dish soap, son. Okay, real talk. Have you... Oh, whoops, sorry. Hold on.
Hey,
I can put this in front of you. I can turn this way.
how you
'Cause
doing, baby cheeks?
I actually don't have to look at the mic. Or look at the screen. Alright, so Phyllis, so... You ever... when's the last time you had 7-Up?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Couple years, I think. It just never tastes right anymore.
Sorry, mind the dogs. It tastes like dish soap.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No, not dish soap. It tastes like dish water with a little bit of soap in it.
Yeah, it just tastes more carbonated than anything. I'm not into it.
Yeah, like as a kid, I remember being like I would get sick, and it was the only time I could ever have 7-Up because my mom was like, "Yeah, it'll help your stomach," because like it makes you burp. I mean, it didn't, but I was sipping on a 7-Up, and I was just like, "This is just."
It was just a nice little treat, whatever. But now
they're not good.
they're not good. Sierra Mist isn't good.
I tried.
They got rid of it. They got rid of it.
No, they used to be my favorite.
Yeah, they have Starry now.
Okay,
It's the same shit.
that's like Dr. Shasta.
Oh, fuck you.
No, I used to love that shit. That's the only
Man.
kind of soda we'd ever get.
Rest in peace, 99-cent store.
God bless you. Yo,
What?
it was ride or die with the 99-cent store until they decided to die and start charging more than 99 cents for everything.
Yeah. Dollar Tree's on its way out, too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn, you're losing all your safe havens.
I know. I got nowhere to go.
Okay, real talk.
We're boycotting Walmart.
Real boycott. It's like the most evil company in the world.
It's hard to boycott them because everything's so cheap.
Yeah, I know. They did that on purpose.
Gotta get sunscreen.
Go
on.
Here's this though. Here's this. I did come into this podcast with a topic in mind, and it wasn't soda. I wanted to talk about crushes that we've had throughout our lives because I thought it would be an interesting topic. I thought it would be able to like fill some time, and that it's like an interesting way of like learning things.
All right.
Because I know you've had a couple in your life.
I did.
But I've had some memories come back to me of at least 2.
Oh.
And I'm like, wow, I like up until like I had a huge like awakening like 3 days ago. These people have just been erased from my freaking mind.
Yeah.
And now they're back, and I was just like, I was alive the whole time. But I think you should lead as somebody with more, because if I start talking about it, it's gonna sound really freaking weird.
No, I got you. So you know my first day of kindergarten experience got punched in the face.
That was good times.
Yeah. So
I
anyway,
think back to there anytime you start to irritate me.
yeah, the second day of school, I sought out a different boy. I don't remember why, but this one was nice to me. I would play Powerpuff Girls with 2 girls. Anyway, my first crush.
Oh, that's so adorable. What do you mean anyway? Who were you?
I was Bubbles.
You were Bubbles.
I was Bubbles.
Of course you were Bubbles.
That was when I was still happy to be Bubbles. So we would play that, and the kid that punched me, we were like, he's Mojo Jojo, and when he would come around, we were like, ow! And we throw rocks at each other and shit. Anyway, my friend that I had a crush on, he didn't do nothing. I honestly didn't even hang out with him that much. But I would just follow him around.
Aww.
And one time when I was talking to him, I was all like about Pokemon or something stupid, right? And the little fucker that had punched me pushed me, and I got a wood chip in my hand. And I was like, wah! I was pissed.
That's awful. Mine don't go back that far.
Yeah. And then I had the same one all throughout elementary school.
Oh yeah? Any stories there?
That was my best friend, because I had 2 dude friends, and I would just talk to them about Pokemon, and we'd trade Pokemon cards. It was all Pokemon based. I fucking love Pokemon.
Hang out with girls because it's less drama.
Shut the fuck up. The girls were mean to me.
No, I get you.
They called me stinky, and they made me be the goldfish when I finally got to play house. So I would hang out with the boys, and I would hold his hand and hide behind him during dodgeball, and we'd play tag.
That's really freaking
And,
sweet.
like, I was stuck to him like glue, and then he started playing sports, and I got bored.
Yep.
And I was like, no.
Yep. It's like Pokemon as oh yeah, I like that shit when I was a kid. My favorite Pokemon was Charizard. It's like, yeah, what about all the cool shit they're doing now, brother. Dive back in. Get cool again.
Yeah. Then he went to a different middle school, and I was like, okay, bye.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like at every stage of your life you had a different crush.
I did.
That's interesting to me, because I mean, I suppose I can't say anymore that it wasn't the case for me, but I do remember having one. Like, I've always been a one gal kind of guy. I had one crush throughout all of my time staying in my childhood town. And I remember her now. It was this chick named Fate.
Okay.
And I was like, I remember thinking to myself, like, even as a kid, that's probably what made me so frickin' beautiful with my frickin' words and shit. Off camera. That's for Kiki alone.
Yeah, sorry.
But like, I just remember thinking, like, she's fated for me. Yes,
that's sad.
As a little boy.
Aww.
I was a little boy.
Aww.
Like, not even 4th grade.
Yeah.
We were, actually, it was, wow, I met her in freaking preschool. Or kindergarten, rather. Kindergarten. Because preschool was just freaking, I was just like, I'm totally dedicated to my academics. I destroyed preschool. I destroyed kindergarten. And then 1st grade onward was like really rough for me. But I do remember thinking, like, I just would like look at her all the time. And I could actually remember what she looked like. I looked at her so much.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I never spoke to her.
Really? You didn't even get to hang out?
She said my name probably 4 times in the entirety of my life.
Aww, boy crushes are so weird.
And I never interacted with her. I just longed from afar.
Oh my god.
And I remember there was this really funny time. It's so innocent looking back on it, but I still hate myself for it. So, there was this kid I freaking hated. His name isn't Kyle, but he was
Kyle Energy?
He was molded from the same cast that Kyle was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he thought he was a cholo.
Oh.
But he didn't dress like it. So he just called himself a cholo and acted like a Kyle.
Oh, I don't like it.
Yeah. But they were tossing notes back and forth, and I didn't know. So the note crossed my desk because he was sitting in the back corner and she was sitting like a chair away from me to my right.
Yeah.
Note on my desk, and I'm just like, I never get social interactions ever. I'm not passing this up. So I crack it open, and then I hear from behind me, and I look, I see the word girlfriend. Be my... What? I look back to the noise, and he's like, yo, throw it to Fate. And I was like... Fate? Mine? My fate? And I got so freaking upset in that moment that I folded it back up and took it to the teacher. And that was the one time I ever narked.
You little motherfucker, that's awesome.
Didn't end up happening, she wasn't interested, but even still, the fact that they were having a conversation was enough to enrage me. And I hated that prick forever. We fought like 4 times because of that.
That's funny.
I gotta say though, like looking back, I respect him.
Yeah.
Because a lot of kids didn't. I'm not saying I was super freaking brave or anything, but like, if you threaten the violence on a kid, they get all hard and then like back up. It's the same thing that like people.
No,
do
yeah,
now.
like you were. I see kids like that.
I was about that shit.
I know, you were a little asshole.
And so like every time we swung on each other, he was there to swing back, and you know what? In retrospect, I respect him.
You know, there's kindergartners getting into fistfights.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah, so is your niece.
Yeah. I'm not proud of it. I'm proud of who it made me, but I wish it didn't happen like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the story doesn't end there.
All right.
One day, we're put into a group project. 4 people.
Oh, man.
This is when I realized she's been in my class for half a year.
You stupid fucker. You beautiful, Scrabble-brained, Angel.
And I'm like I just hear the name. He says her name and then my name and points to across the desks at each other. And I'm like if I feel something. It feels like a sheet being pulled over my head, and I realize now I'm nervous. Mm-hmm. And I turn freaking red. I'm sure of it because somebody asked me if I'm okay. I think it might have been the teacher. So I'm sitting at this table just across from her, trying my freaking very best not to stare at her, just my eyes shooting everywhere in the room like a crackhead. And I'm not contributing at freaking all. And I don't. I can't bring myself to move because she'll judge my movements. If I write my name and it's ugly and she's gonna make fun of me. So I don't do it.
You're conscious.
Go all the way to the end of the project. It only takes like an hour, but it feels like a freaking century to kids, you know?
Oh yeah.
So finally, it's time to write our names, and I can't do it. I haven't moved. My body's so freaking stiff. She just gets, and she writes my full name, and in the moment, I'm like, I know I should feel pathetic, but she just wrote my name.
This have a crush on somebody you've never spoken to is so fascinating to me.
I know. It's like, I don't know if she's going to be good for me. I'm a child. My life hasn't even begun yet.
So cute.
I'm not done developing it. I've already decided that she is my future.
Never had that. Never had that.
I don't know, man. It seems to happen to dudes a lot.
It does. That's all it takes for you guys. That's so cute.
I promise you, there are at least 2 to 3 different guys that you went to school with your whole time you went to school with. Never saw them. They were just chilling with their friends, just blending into the wallpaper, and they freaking needed you in their life. They needed you.
That's wild.
You were that warm summer that they never forgot.
Well, I'm here now.
I know.
And I'm happy.
And I feel like knowing that feeling, because the way that story ends is that, the story of my crush on her is that I moved away. Mm-hmm. And after that, I was just heartbroken. I was 8. Damn. And I'd been crushing on this girl since I could think.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So I really felt like something was taken from me, even though we never exchanged words. Actually, I did speak to her once. I said, no, I don't.
In response to...
So, in kindergarten, where I met her, we had this big cool blanket, or rug rather, that had all these colored squares. I always wanted to sit on the car, and she always wanted to sit on the flower. And they were nowhere near each other. So I had to choose. If somebody sat next to her, I said, fine, at least I have my car. One day, somebody sat on my freaking car! But the spot next to her was open. So I rushed to it real quick, really fast, trying not to look like I was rushing really fast, by hoping nobody noticed I was rushing really fast. I sit down, right? Mm-hmm. And some girl is like, hey, I was gonna sit there. And I don't say anything. I'm just like, please don't draw attention to me. Please, I'll give you $1.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping she just gets frustrated and walks away. And she turns to me and she says, nameless guy, you only want to sit next to me because you like me. And all I could squeeze out was, no, I don't. I didn't move. She did.
No!
But you know what? The disappointment paled before the excitement I felt just talking to her for the first time. Aww. The first and last time.
Oh, to be that simple.
Oh, I wish. I wish at times.
You're so sweet.
I was freaking infatuated with this and there wasn't even anything about her. I just thought she was really pretty. She was half black, half Asian. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. But I guess that kind of laid the groundwork for my taste in women. It's so freaking interesting. I wonder if she became an NPC. I don't want to look up my childhood crush and just find this out, but it's one of those things where it's just whatever happened there, you know?
I'm always curious about what happened to these people.
So you thinking about other guys?
What? Maybe
You're thinking about other
Steve.
little boys? Okay, feel this. I had one more crush.
What's up?
So... Oh, shit. When was this? Okay. Here's how... Okay, so the second crush I've ever had ties into a guy I hate. And that seems about par for the course, right?
Yeah.
It's just like there's nothing good without me ruining it by just being a little bitch. So I had this crush on this girl, and I was trying. At this point, I had developed this sort of personality. You know, I started. You know, I loosened up the jaw. My tongue was getting lazy, and I was just like, yeah, all right. Starting to go through puberty. I don't care about shit, you know. Oh, what's that Pokemon? Shit's gay. Pokemon is cool. Ignore the car. Pokemon is cool. But I had this crush on this chick, and she was sweet as honey. She was just the most harmless freaking creature on the planet. She was a butterfly, right? And I knew her for about a month total. I started to develop a crush on her midway through it, and then one day I just see this guy that I hang out with, sort of, who's the biggest freaking tryhard in the world. So, I swear I've told you about this freaking prick before. He wanted to be goth, but he only had the cringe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He would take on and put on, take off and put on leather fingerless gloves in class, just periodically.
Just hoping somebody would notice.
He would sit on the lunch tables and stuff, and just freaking stare straight forward, trying to look mysterious.
Like he's in a music video?
Yeah. Oh, God. There's this one freaking time. Secondhand embarrassment. So, we had a math teacher who looked exactly like the freaking teacher from Freaky Friday, the good one, with Lindsay Lohan. And he just was an enigma. He opened the door brushing his freaking teeth one time, and he had shit on his pants for like 3 days one time, just like a little splatter of shit on his leg one time, and I was like are you good, bro? Like, what's going on?
Probably not.
Here?
Probably not.
God bless. I hope he's either peacefully dead or doing better, wherever he is, because he's definitely an old man. But he wouldn't open the frickin' door sometimes. So the bell would go off, and we're just standing outside of this frickin' door, lined up in the sun, just getting frickin' baked in the desert.
Yeah, because it's like 100 out there.
And this frickin' prick won't open the frickin' door.
I hate these motherfuckers.
So we're all like knocking, and people are knocking a little harder, and they're just like, "Let's go, come on." This kid walks up. This faux goth kid walks up, finishes putting his gloves on, and grabs the wall, boom, boom, punches the door twice, and because the door is made of metal, it hurt. But he's trying to walk it off like it didn't. And everybody's just like, freaking, what was that? And he's just walking away like, fools. They don't understand that I'm helping them get the door open.
That little guy was playing Kingdom Hearts and shit, you know it.
He was.
Oh my god, I hate it.
And that's part of the reason why I hated him. But he was that. Also, the teacher did then open the door and then freaking send his ass to the principal's office, so that was funny as hell. Also, later that same day, he put me in a headlock on the way to freaking lunch. So I started beating the shit out of him. We got taken to the office, and both of us were just like, what? We were just playing. Like, are we not supposed to do that? Oh, God, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I was just like, he's freaking stupid enough to go along with this. Your ribs are gonna bruise.
That's awesome.
It was not a bro moment. He was totally just freaking stupid. Anyway, I just find him one day, as I'm waiting to go into the class that I have with this girl, I find him, his arm draped around this chick, and I'm just like, I really freaking hope he's just overstepping a boundary and she's too awkward to tell him no. Small conversation, the bell rings, a little peck. She does not seem into it, and I'm just like, when did that happen? She's just
That's
like...
always how it happens, too.
But feel this. she's just like, well, I mean, I really didn't want it to. And I was just like, you gotta tell him that. And she's like, yeah, well. And then in that moment, I fell out of love.
Stupid.
Tainted.
Ew.
Anyway, those are the two crushes that I've ever had. Strangely enough, that second chick,
Yeah.
white as snow. Only crush I've ever had on a white chick.
Ew.
She was nice. That was hard to come by. You were freaking nice to me when we met.
You were loud. You ate all my food.
I did not eat all your food. I ate the last of your food to piss you off. And it worked. And it was always funny.
I'm glad I can feed you now.
It's so funny looking back at that, how it's like, I'll just like snag your last bite and just be like, thanks. And it's like, back then, we just were, just as people and as just like people in a relationship, we're lacking like a specific language, a specific confidence so much that was something like, hey, can you not do that?
Now you do that shit. I'm like, you wanna fucking die?
Maybe I do. Or maybe I already have. Staring down an angel, aren't I? I'm burpy.
That's so cute and sweet, wholesome.
I never really saw myself as cute, sweet, and wholesome until I started to... I don't even know what happened. I just had an epiphany the other day. Call it a frickin' midlife crisis, because I ain't making it to 100.
That's the third time that I've heard it.
That alarm?
Uh-huh.
I like that alarm. We used to sing along with it as kids. Hey, wait a minute. Has anybody ever used that in a hip-hop beat?
I'm sure they have.
It changes so much, though. Each different frickin' part of the alarm is a different frickin' verse. Yeah, that's cool. I might do that.
City song. Get the ambulance in there.
Just stretch a cat into a megaphone.
Yeah.
And that's the siren.
Wouldn't you?
No!
You wouldn't stretch a cat and do a megaphone?
No, I'd pick up the megaphone and go, like I did earlier.
Where is my cat? I want to pick him up.
No, he's just gonna leave. Oh, also he's asleep behind you. Oh shit, we should probably get back to a topic of some kind.
Maybe.
Oh, how about this? What about fictional crushes?
Oh shit. Gary Oak.
That's the first one that comes to mind when I think of you. And I remember you'd always preface it with, but I only liked him because he had an Eevee.
Yeah, because I thought he was a dick, but he had an Eevee, and I was like, aww.
What does that mean,
And then
though?
he was nice to Ash one time, and I was like, aww. So if he has an Eevee, that means he's taking good care of it. Like, I don't know, I made the connection that he had to be a nice guy underneath being a bitch.
You know what? I think that's funny because you would take care of an Eevee. You just assign that sensitivity to him. Mm-hmm. Even though it's like, it's entirely possible he beats it.
The Eevee was smiling!
Yeah, but how... This is getting a little dark. I think I'm just going to eject. Oh God, I can't remember my earliest crush. I could remember is Fio from Metal Gear, Metal Slug. I thought she was cute and dorky. Never, like, there was this freaking kid I would play Metal Slug with occasionally, and he was always talking about Eri, but that's because he didn't know shit. That's because he didn't know shit, bro. Fio. You need that bookish type, you know what I'm saying? Them round glasses. She got that gentle smile, you feel? Mm-hmm. Later on, they made her, like, really freaking hot, and I was just like, you didn't need... I liked her better when she was cute, but okay. It's like, that's not even freaking Fio anymore. That's, like, Martha, her sister.
I don't know, I didn't spend a whole lot of time on fictional crushes until, like, later.
How much later?
Probably not till it became, like, required. Because at that point,
required.
Well, so like around 6th or 7th grade, people were like, "What do you mean you don't have a crush on anybody?" And I was like,
Beowulf.
Yeah, you just fucking jump on something. It's like, oh, well, Twilight was the poppinest. But then I saw the movie and I was like, ugh.
What's his name?
Robert
Johnny
Pattinson.
Richard Edward. Johnny.
I'm glad he's got an acting career, but
why do you always feel the need to say that?
Ugh. Because people are like, but I'm like, okay, yeah, that's great. But back then he was shit.
I've seen some freaking stupid hear me outs. That sounds like a stupid hear me out. Who is telling you hear me out, Robert Pattinson?
Nobody I actually know anymore. But people back then.
Oh, okay, that's... Okay. Okay. I thought that was the flavor of the day. I thought that was exactly it.
7th and 8th grade, everyone was obsessed. I don't know what the sentiment is now, because I don't talk to these people.
I feel like it's pretty frickin' varied. Chicks like frickin' Twinkie dudes and big dudes and...
Pedro
everything
Pascal.
in between. It's like frickin' like... This is the best time to be a dude.
Oh, yeah.
There's like so many... You could... Like, do some push-ups. You win.
The bar is so low.
I don't think it's that the bar is so low. I think it's you guys were finally able to voice your frickin' opinions. The bar was so high that you had to be one thing. And now that you guys are all speaking your minds and you're posting like these like silly like cockroach men from these like YouTube animations and saying hear me out. Dudes are thinking, maybe I have a chance.
Yeah, the confidence boost of, if he can do it, maybe I can do it.
Hearing girls had a crush on Jimmy Neutron as a kid.
God.
I was just like, you're telling me I could have been laying pipe in 8th grade? She's shaking her head. Come on, laugh at that one so I don't look like a weirdo. Jimmy! How are all these Stacys following you?
Where's your mom? I want her mom. I heard she has it going on.
Jimmy's mom. Oh, it fits! Somebody's done that. Somebody's absolutely done that.
Yeah. Fucking Carl.
He was funny to me when Okay, feel this. Here's a trope. Because you know that my crush, the only other crush I've ever had on a fictional character is Daisy. And I'm still riding that train. Daisy, if you're out there, call me. Just wanted to say that.
He doesn't have a phone, so you can
You know
call
where to
me.
find me. There's like 3 different ways
Fuck
to contact
you.
me on Twitter, and then Twitter itself.
I'm gonna choke you.
Okay, feel this. These tropes in cartoons. So Carl was like comic relief, right?
Yeah.
Sheen was a bit of a wild card. But sometimes they would make Carl stupid.
Yeah.
Like, Carl was supposed to be socially awkward and, like... He was supposed to say things that were, like, off-kilter, but sometimes he would walk up to Jimmy's computer, hit random keys, and go, I want pizza. Love, Carl.
Yeah, like,
and
just do fucking...
And it's like any other time, Carl is too scared to touch anything.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna get sick or something. So what is this? Why is he doing this?
He just had a moment of rebellion. Maybe his fucking blood sugar dropped.
Stupid. I hate it. He's like, oh, I'm allergic to infrared. And I was laughing at that shit. But then they do something like that where he like injects himself like an alien fetus and has a butt baby. It's like this whole episode, he's just being freaking annoying. It's funny. But shut up. That just like making a character dumber than they are.
The Patrick Flanders.
But it's like it's always just for the plot's sake, because like Carl went back to his normal self after a little while. I think. I don't know. Like it would just be like if Ash. No, it's when Ash sees like, oh hey, what are you, Reggie Ice? Okay, Taylor, make it happen.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say it's when Ash fucking sends out a fire type against a water type. Like, you stupid little bitch, you know how this ends.
I know that's only happened like twice, but
It's happened enough that I want to...
It was still just like what? You know this! He even has the answer in his freaking pocket. So it's like, what made you think it's like, oh, we gotta train him up? Not now, not here, not this.
I used to hate that shit.
There was a... Do you remember the Legend of Tentaquill?
Vaguely. If you want to refresh me, wasn't that like the deleted one?
No. So people on 4chan, it was back in the day, 4chan, God rest you. There was a thread where somebody was like, draw your favorite Pokemon from memory. Do not use references.
Yeah.
Don't frickin' cheat.
Yeah.
So this dude drew a Pokemon. It looked like, kind of like Bellibolt, but it was blue and yellow. And had hands like Krogunk. And little like featheries on the top of his head. And a funny smile. And he said it's Tentaquill. And then people were like, that's not a freaking Pokemon. You idiot, that's not Pokemon. And it became a joke, like Tentaquill is my favorite Pokemon, right?
Yes.
Then the freaking Giga Leak happens, and one of the freaking deleted, like, unused Pokemon designs was Tentaquill.
Yes. I remember that. It was fucking weird, wasn't it, that he was in, like, a beta design, in a beta, like...
It had a sprite.
Yeah, like, it was something, like, how did that guy know? And it was like, no, he's from a different timeline.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, stop!
That was cool. I remember Huntail and Gorobus felt like that to me. I thought they weren't real. Because they like, nobody ever talks about them.
Yeah.
They're less... Because they're so nothing, and there's so many aquatic Pokemon, there's just like people talk about Volbeat and Illumise, and like Electrike and shit, like these other obscure Pokemon. Talk about this shit way frickin' more than Huntail and Gorobus.
Mm-hmm.
And... like, these designs are so simple and nothing that it's like, who frickin' remembers these Pokemon?
I do. I remember Clamperl.
Dude, no,
whole episode
Clamperl?
go around with evolving Gorobus and Huntail.
Hold on. What do you mean I remember Clamperl? Clamperl's cool.
Yeah.
Clamperl's...
But because I remember Clamperl, I also remember his evolutions.
Clamperl... What?
Gorobus and Huntail?
They are not evolutions of Clamperl.
Yes, the fuck they are.
They're fricking fish.
Look it up.
Gorobus is a pink, like, sturgeon.
I know. Look it up.
Doesn't evolve from Clamperl.
Look it up.
Doesn't Clamperl evolve in a cloister?
No.
Who evolves in a cloister?
Nobody. They're not related.
What?
Look it up.
Hold on. What does Shellder evolve into?
Cloister. That's the one.
Okay, so you said nobody.
Okay. Well, you're still wrong, though. Look it up.
Are you... Hold on. Because now I'm thinking I might be wrong. Because what does Clamperl evolve into? Is this like...
It gets one or the other.
Is this... Okay, so is this like Wurmple? Mm-hmm. So it can turn into Silcoon... Excuse me, it can turn into Huntail or Gorobus.
Yeah. There was a whole Pokemon episode on it.
What?
Yeah.
I remember
there was like a little boy and a little girl, and they each wanted one or something like that, and it was supposed to be like a love story. It was really annoying. But I just remember that's how they introduced them.
I just remember somebody catching a Huntail thinking it was Gorobus, and somebody catching a Gorobus thinking it was Huntail because the name... Like, Gorobus has like an elegant design, and Huntail has kind of a rigid design.
Something like that. Maybe that's what I don't know. But there was an episode about them.
Okay, let me look up Clamperl.
Yeah, look up Clamperl, you bitch.
Clamperl. I spelled it right.
He's so cute!
It's a little Snookums! Okay, Clamperl evolves into Huntail when traded, when holding a deep sea tooth, or Gorobus when traded holding a deep sea scale.
There you go.
Oh, and look at that, there's Huntail.
His stupid
You didn't remember
ass.
that! You didn't remember what that looked like!
I remember he was blue. I wouldn't be able to draw him from memory. I would have drawn him more spiky.
I would have drawn him without the shit on his head.
I wouldn't have given him spots. Down here. I would have forgot the spots.
I would have forgotten the spots too. I would have drawn like an oarfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have drawn like
That's
this.
what I was gonna draw.
All right, what's Gorbis?
The pink one?
And then Gorbis, I totally remembered Gorbis, except for these.
Yeah.
What is that?
Her seashell bikini.
Okay. That and her little bottom antenna, I totally forgot about, but everything else I remember.
Her shape, I would have done it. Like her stupid little fucking worm nose. I wouldn't have done her soccer stripe, but...
I also, wouldn't have done the stripe. And I probably would have given her a more fishy tail than the round one, but yeah, I remember Gorbis way more than Huntail.
Milotic.
Milotic looks cool. You know, I'm probably jinxing myself with this, but I've never seen anybody sexualize Milotic. It's kind of sweet. It's like how the only pictures you ever saw of the life-size Gardevoir was just her chilling out and eating cereal and stuff.
I saw one in a bed.
Okay, well.
It was tucked into sleep, but...
Aww, that's kind of sweet.
It could have been sweet.
Poor lonely dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, look.
There was one in a maid outfit. I didn't look much farther after that.
I have to now.
No!
I'm not gonna find anything. It's just, like, unless they modify it, it's just gonna look funny. But it's just gonna be a life-size Gardevoir is like 4'11". Wait, isn't she shorter than that? Hold on, how tall is Gardevoir? Oh, God. How tall is Gardevoir? Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
5'3"! She's taller than you!
Oh, no.
Oh, it was Lucario who's 3'11".
3'11"?
Damn.
I'm Charizard height. I think I'm Charizard height. How tall is Charizard?
How tall's Charizard? Let me see. Charizard. 5'7".
No!
He's taller than you!
That's a different one!
He's taller than you and Gardevoir.
Okay, find out Pokemon that are 4'11".
Pokemon that are 6 feet tall? How about 4'11"? Oh my god! Dude, there's more of you out there! List of Pokemon by height. Oh, I need to see this. Caterpie!
Wait, right there!
4'11". Pidgeot,
Venomoth, Alakazam,
Machoke. Machoke? Dude, you could fight Machoke. If I fought Machoke, it would suck.
Clayster's fucking huge!
Oh, Ludicolo! That's party height.
That's cool.
Ludicolo is party height.
Gengar's cool. Hitmonlee, Scyther, Pinsir.
I feel like Armaldo's a little short.
I like Xatu. I would fucking cosplay as Xatu. I would just...
Hey, dude.
Xatu.
You're the right height.
Swampert!
Swampert? Wait, hold on. Where's Swampert?
Right there. But he's kind of like flat, you know?
Yeah, standing straight up, I believe Swampert needs to be taller than frickin' 4'11".
Yeah.
Although, look at that giant tail. I don't know that he can stand up straight. Claydol's cool. Togekiss. Seismitoad! Crocodile! Crocodiles would be like 7 feet tall!
Delphox.
I
thought Crocodile was taller than that, though, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, well...
There's only two extremes for Delphox. Either it was going to be 4'11" or 10 feet tall. Whoa, Braviary. Dude, a 4-foot tall bird?
Oh, fuck that. I'll die.
Nah.
Trevenant.
Trevenant? What? Why is it so small?
Lurantis, totem-sized. Mr. Rhyme. Vikavolt. Jesus fucking Christ.
That's a big bug.
Grimmsnarl. Hey.
Okay, bullshit. Noivern is not freaking 4 feet tall.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Noivern
4'11" is almost 5 feet tall, so fuck you.
Doesn't freaking matter. If I don't get to be 6 feet because I'm 5'11" and change, you don't get to be 5 feet.
No.
Look, this thing even skips to 5'3".
Glamora.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was, but it was just like a freaking, like a prolapsed anus. And it's 4 feet tall.
You'll find out.
I'll have to battle a freaking almost 5 foot prolapsed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's Jamie Lee Curtis. This is a reference
seen
for
in
you.
Halloween H2O.
Her prolapse makes a
splash.
Can I stop saying freaking
Activia.
That's really freaking funny. I just like the idea of her walking out in the first Activia commercial. When my asshole fell out of my body, I got worried. I stopped eating so many wheat crackers and started eating Activia. I thought something's wrong here.
Like what?
Perhaps that my insides should not be outside of my body? Who are you? Get out of the recording booth! Secure! Did I tell you about that story that John told on Game Grumps where he saw Jamie Lee Curtis?
No.
So it was really funny because nothing happened. So he saw Jamie Lee Curtis getting into her car, and him and his friends were like, is that Jamie Lee Curtis? And she goes, shit! And like starts getting into her car really fast.
And then she ended up on Game Grumps.
She did end up on Game Grumps. Yeah. That was wild to me.
That was so weird.
They could never have done that shit with John. If you watch the Grant Kirkhope episode, which is the only guest Grumps that John was ever on. I thought it's really funny how John just deifies everybody in his life that he likes. Mm-hmm. Like Aaron, Grant Kirkhope, AVGN. Like everybody in his life that he just likes or respects, he deifies them. And it's like, you're wearing your abused child a little too blatantly, sir. I'm not insulted by it, but you can't be racist too.
You only get one. And one of them's wrong.
Yeah, get over that shit. Real talk, yeah. It makes me vomit in my mouth when I see people psychoanalyze YouTubers and stuff. And I see myself doing it sometimes, but I don't ever like make notes of this shit.
You don't post your thesis online.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
But it's just like, this is just something that I do. I study this. So of course I'm going to see these patterns in life in the same way that like an engineer might just be like, oh, it's like a freaking induction engine.
Yeah.
That's how I solve my problems.
I mean, it helps me, so it's like, oh, I see these patterns, I don't want to waste my time with this kind of content or whatever, and I skip it. But some people write, like, dissertations in the fucking comments, and I'm like, you guys need to stop.
I think it's wonderful. I'll sit there and read it and be like, that's what I was thinking, too. Went a little far there.
Yeah.
But I didn't chase the idea, so I can't say you're wrong, and I also don't know the guy, so, okay. And then I just scroll on by.
Yeah.
Don't even interact with it.
It's better that way.
I want that. I want a social media platform that's solely dedicated to psychoanalyzing people you don't know and just see how many weirdos flock to it. And it's like a whole platform. Where it's like...
pretty good for that, though.
What?
Like to do it in real time.
Wait.
Study people in real time like that.
I think it would be like a good quarantine.
Yeah.
Because then it would just be like, I go to Brain Talk, so I think I know what this is. And it's like when somebody would say Tumblr back in 2014. Mm-hmm. Or Twitter now.
I hate TikTok.
I freaking love Twitter.
I'm glad.
It's a horrible place with a lot of horrible information and really awful people. But it's also the only place you can go.
For really good indie games.
No. I was gonna say to just watch some freaking racist idiot get owned and then say, you are mad. You are mad because I'm wrong.
If Facebook became, like, bots...
Oh yeah, so's freaking Twitter.
They're easier and easier to spot lately. And I'm not sure if that means they're about to make a leap or...
So yeah, that either means... Are you good, by the way?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Are you?
I'm chilling.
Whenever I ask you if you're good, you always say yeah. And then when the microphone goes off, you're like, I think I shit myself.
Okay. I haven't shit myself, but I'm thinking I might nap after this.
Okay. Sorry, there was shit on my finger. I needed to get it out. I had like a splinter or something. That sounded really dismissive. I wasn't trying to.
So what were we saying?
What?
What were we saying?
I don't know. What didn't you find a shiny Pokemon recently? But in real life, it was like a blue bottle of Mountain Dew or something. Like it was like normal Mountain Dew, but the label was blue.
Fuck, why does that sound familiar?
It happened to somebody. They were just like, "Yo, I found a freaking shiny Liquid Death."
It wasn't me then. I can't think of anything.
They should do. Oh, they can't do that.
No.
Because if it's got any freaking value, the employees are just gonna snipe them.
I want to start hiding, like, tickets in some of the books.
What?
That, like, the kids can turn in to get something cool.
Oh, like if you get this far into the book?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's like, oh yeah, you picked a book that hasn't been checked out in a while.
It's got a ticket for a free chocolate bar, and then it's the frickin' fun-sized one. So you go up there expecting a chocolate bar, and you get, like... I mean, it's fair. I get it. You're on a teacher's salary, right? But, like, come on, Miss Muppet. You said chocolate bar, not a candy.
Yeah, that's why I haven't done anything yet. Like, any sort of incentive, because I don't have shit.
You know what that bullshit is, though? It's like the teacher's like, you come up here, you get some candy, they give you a frickin' peppermint.
Oh, I wanted to bitch slap them peppermint teachers.
It's like freaking like, I mean, thanks, but I would actually have rather had nothing.
I told you about that after school program chick that was like, I'll bring you guys a treat, I'll bring you guys something or whatever. And she brought mints. And I looked at her and I was like, are you for real? And they were like, yo, where's the candy though? She goes, oh, I'm sorry, you guys don't like mints? And then after I was like, really, you bought mints? She's like, well, I almost got the sugar-free ones. And I was like,
why?
What the fuck?
What do you mean you almost got the sugar-free ones? What do you mean?
What's wrong with you?
That's like saying, oh, I almost got frickin'
chalk. I almost bought them chalk.
I'm trying to think of in terms of pizza. Like, what's the kind? Oh, I like. For the record, I like pineapple on pizza. I don't adore it, but I think it's an interesting combination of flavors. I was saying to Kiki just yesterday, it's the only, like, prepackaged, like, it's the only food that comes with sweet and savory.
It's inconsiderate.
And so, it's not inconsiderate. It's not.
It's disgusting.
You could think it's disgusting, but I think it's an interesting flavor combination that you otherwise would not experience. Ah, my thumb's in there! Ow! Kiki just pulled a knife from me. Okay. Friggin' almost broke my thumb. Yeah, I'm fine. But it's the only combination of savory with the cheese and sweet with the pineapple that you can get in a pre-packaged food. They don't sell that in America. It's a unique flavor combination, and I think it's unpopular, not wrong. It's just not common.
It ain't natural.
Some say, but a lot of Hawaiians barbecue with honey, with pineapple. And you know what? They love their sweet and savory.
I like my sweet barbecue hickory chips or whatever.
Asian people do it too.
But fruit on a pizza, the texture thing, disgusting.
Don't see the problem. I don't see it.
Sticky, slimy pizza,
it's just different.
Nope.
It's just different to me.
I don't want it.
That is the only disconnect for me, is that it is different. It is not bad. It's like if I walked into the room with like some chopped meat, it was all steamed and cooked and stuff, and it smelled good, and I was like, "This is goat intestine." Would you eat it?
I'd take a bite.
Would you eat it though? It's a meal.
If I liked it.
I just bring you. Okay, fine. I bring you a sandwich with like a stomach in it, and it's like it definitely looks like an organ, but I'm telling you, this shit is stuffed with the spiced meat that'll make your frickin' life so much better. And it's just in a sandwich, and it's just it's in like a stomach.
No.
You're not eating it because it's shiny?
It's gross.
I would eat that shit twice.
I bet you fucking would.
I want to have it a second time.
Ew. Like a bird.
No, like
or
Neptune.
A cow.
Like the King Neptune that they stopped using for a little while.
Yeah, why did they do
redesigned him for the movie and then brought him back later. The original design. There's a whole YouTube video on that, and the theory...
Like, what happened to him?
The theory is that one of them's a faker. And I don't remember who it was.
I'm into it. Did they do a video about the history of the Flying Dutchman?
There was a guy who was doing a lot of SpongeBob theories for a little while, but I felt so freaking awful for him. Like, his videos were so interesting and his questions were so cool, but he had to like rewatch the entire show every time he made a freaking video for accuracy. And I'm just like, I don't want you to do this, but I want more info. I know. You coming to bed, honey? I need to know. Do the fish in SpongeBob have skin?
And how many legs can they fucking crack?
My leg! I think he did a whole breakdown. There's this really cute video on SpongeBob, on the official channel, where it was like, character profile, Fred. And it's like just the guy who always says, my leg.
I like that.
That was,
I wish it wasn't soulless anymore, like what they've done with it.
Who can say that it is? Kids still love SpongeBob.
Kids like SpongeBob.
And apparently it's not brain rotty. It was for a little while. But that was when we were still in, like, middle school.
It was hard because it was like, oh, you guys like Loud? And I was like, hold on.
That was all cartoons were for a frickin' little while.
Yeah.
There's something else that was really interesting about SpongeBob in particular that I wanted to say. Oh, yeah. It wasn't about SpongeBob. So, we were, real talk, yesterday I'm sorry I'm just kind of stealing the conversation, but I can see you're a little worn out. So just trying to keep this here gravy train moving.
Go on.
Yesterday, we were smoking on that Tekken 7 pack, and we got super freaking high and came inside, and something caught our eye or something. I don't remember how it happened, but we just like checked. We were trying to remember a song, like a Pokemon song, where they spell out Pokemon.
Yeah.
And so I put like Pokemon spelling song, and what we found was a children's YouTube channel with Pokemon.
That shit was adorable.
And it was freaking adorable.
It was like bingo, but with Pokemon names, and then it was like it had the letters, so it was like Sesame Street, but it's like Eevee and Pikachu. I was like, this is so happy.
It was so when they made like original J-pop songs and dances for these kids to do in these videos, and they were all just like about happiness and like the snow and like the sun.
Yeah,
and
whatever was seasonal.
It's not about anything. It's just about being happy. And I was like, this is the sweetest freaking shit. My dad would have thought I was gay if I saw this shit when I was a kid, because I'd freaking love it.
Look at Pikachu spinning around in a circle. Look, one of them's got a girl tail.
Yeah, they had like 3 Pikachus. One of them was a girl in a girl's outfit with like the girl tail, and it was just like, they've got the sexual dimorphism. They're teaching kids about animals. Why is that Pikachu different? I like her more. Because, child, she is cute.
Look at her little heart tail. Aww. Look how sweet. That's one of those canon things they did, like, later that I was like, you know what, fine, I'd like it.
You can't...
So that tribe of fucking Pikachu from the original series, it's like, they're all boys.
They're all gay. Or the mutation had not yet taken effect. Perhaps it's a lot like fat asses becoming, like, more common over time. Because that's your only the Pikachu saw that little dent in the tail and were just like, oh. Pikachu's actually used those to crack open nuts on rocks.
Fuck. Didn't they work together like fucking ants? Like, aren't they super strong? Like 7 million Pikachus together can like do anything.
I think a group of anything can do anything. I think if you got all the world's ant colonies together and made them make nice, I think they might be able to overthrow civilization.
Okay, well, it wasn't that many, but it was like 40 of them.
How many ants are in the world?
Too fucking many.
That's an interesting idea, because it's like a whole colony of ants is like 1,000 or so.
Yeah.
So it's like, think about the entire... If just like one day you woke up and then just like you look outside and everything is just covered in ants. It's like all of the ants in the world became intelligent and decided to work together against us.
Ugh. God, I couldn't do it.
Can't fight that. You would need... The only safe place to go would be anywhere there's liquid.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But there's so many of them that they could drain that liquid.
Or walk across it somehow. Like, they can build things. Like, we're fucked, dude.
That'd be really interesting.
Fucking ant horde.
That's really interesting. would they choose to stand on each other, or would they choose to drain the water and preserve their numbers? Because, like, even if one ant just takes a mouthful of water and walks, like, 10 feet and spits it out, that's, like, millions of ants doing that per second.
And they're fast little bitches.
And there's always more ants. So they could drain a pool in, like, 10 seconds.
I wonder how much space, like, the ant mass would take up of all collective ants.
I'm sure it would throw off the world's, like, orbit.
Yeah.
That's wild. What do you think would happen if we all gathered just in one area, if all humans just gathered in one area and then jumped at one time?
Do you think if we all jumped on the North Pole at the same time, we could go through to the center?
I wonder if that would just cause a crater before we even jumped. Like when we pushed off.
Pushing off at the same time, the force of it would fuck up. I don't know how you could even sink that, though.
Well, I mean,
people are stupid.
We'd also need to have enough land for people to stand on.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen anywhere where there's snow.
I think America might be able to hold the entire world's population standing shoulder to shoulder.
How do you fit people in Florida? How many people do you think you could fit before that shit cracks off?
4.
4?
4 Floridians. That's why they keep putting them in jail.
They're rotating them out to pay for the sins of all of Florida?
Yeah. Rotating out the Florida people. I wanna visit Florida and just, like, pick a place and just see if I can spot them.
Honestly, I kind of want to, too.
I wonder.
We should take a road trip or something and just, like, people watch in Florida. Just be like, yeah, there's one of them. Look at it, a water person.
There he is! He's just, like, carrying a cinder block over his head and the cops are chasing him and he's like, what's he doing with that? That's gotta be valuable. And, like, we find out there's, like, a whole cinder block appreciation, like,
society.
Just a whole society, and it's like they're really hoity-toity, and it's just like, really, cinder blocks. And this guy found it because it's valuable, and he's a freaking crackhead. He found it, and he's planning to sell it. Not knowing that it's such a niche thing that its value is solely in this small social circle.
I was thinking more about, like, an ostrich running down the street and some lady, like, in flip-flops being like, wait, Gerald, wait! Like...
Cop shoots him. That's my husband!
Yeah. Wait, we're gonna have dinner at the IHOP. No!
Find out she's a local celebrity. It's like, this history wrote itself after the fact. Why does it do that? It's like that freaking guy who broke into the vet trying to make his dog immortal. I don't know if that's a real story.
Wouldn't you?
It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. Well, they basically have that for cats. They could double a cat's lifespan now, I think.
That's cool.
With the treatment. Because some Japanese dude was just really just
pissed
loved
off
cats.
About, like, their kidney failure.
Yeah.
He
was like, I've lost too many! I won't lose another one!
I love that.
Give your cat this injection. It'll live twice as freaking long. How long is Titan gonna live?
Like 14?
14 years?
15?
Okay. How would you feel if he lived for 30 freaking years?
I would be so happy. Look at him.
What are you doing?
I'm stretching because my shoulder hurts.
Okay. I just saw you turn around and get up, and I'm like, if you freaking touch that cat, I'm literally going to atomize you.
I wanted to touch the cat.
Oh, so I was right.
Yeah, so you can't atomize me, though, because I didn't do it.
Yeah, well, the intent was there, so I can still charge you with intent to touch a cat.
I'll just go for the full charge if you're going to be like that.
Oh! Next time on... No, wait, we don't do that on here. What do we do again? It's because it's the art of casting. We didn't have one. What's the...
I tried to burp. I didn't have it.
Ugh.
I was trying to be funny.
Well, you beat gross.
I did.
All right?
I'm sorry,
Act
guys.
like a lady.
What kind of lady?
A clean one. I couldn't think of anything.
Well, at least you didn't say orange.
An orange one?